Okay, so we got some new parts for the truck here. We got a new map sensor. Decided to replace that. Got a new gasket for that guy. And then the other end of that is going to be here tomorrow. So that will all be resealed up and won't have any exhaust leaks, at least as far as the catalytic converter goes. I got my new temp sensor. Got the new intake temp sensor here. Kind of a, yeah, I know, derpalast, but the other catalytic converter gasket, as I mentioned, will be here, but I'll also have an intake plenum gasket for this intake, because we're going to pop that guy off and replace the coolant temp sensors, and then I'm going to replace the cap and rotor since I'll have it off. And all the parts that he will have bought will be installed into this vehicle. So, just in case you guys randomly missed it, that's the old temp sensor. So, junk. I want to keep working on this thing and getting stuff replaced, but I actually have a little dinner thing that I'm going to here in a little bit, and I gotta go take a shower, put some clean clothes on. I feel so gross. I'm just gonna get this thing until it don't go in no more. So the original and both the new one uses a 1-inch socket. On this map sensor line, I've replaced both the hoses. I'm actually using older Ford rubber hoses from an Econoline van, and this stuff is like really good, in really good shape. So got our new sensor. And okay. So that'll work a lot better. And then our electrical connector. Done. I'll get this intake off of here and I'll replace the temp sensor that's right down there. You can just barely see it. And then I'm gonna scrounge up a hose for this because this thing is just like a rock. Okie dokie. I got the catalytic converter in there. Kind of temporarily, the muffler's not hooked up, but so we've got some new stuff, new idle air control valve, our new temp sensor for intake, new map, yeah. Oh, I did flip this ignition coil around and I was able to use the new ignition coil wire. I think that's how it's supposed to go anyways. And then they had a little barnacle hanging out this thing, so I clipped that off and taped her up. Let's see how it runs. I haven't started this thing in a couple days. I've been taking a break from it, so.
Starring Jimmy.
Yep.
And it's kind of hard to get me.
I just don't get it.
simple, don't you get?
Just can't bloody get it to
It's
drink.
doing everything you want it to. It's taking a pee-pee in the green can. See that? Dribble, dribble.
Let me just try this right here. And now let's try this.
What's he doing with that there?
So, first of all, you want to disconnect the battery. Do the old Scotty Kilmer. Just undo that.
This is very important as to not electrocute yourself.
Yeah, or have someone asshole get inside and start it while you're trying to work on it.
Like me.
So we got our long ass ratchet, hose clamper, thingamajigger, flathead screwdriver for stuff, and 10mm on a little swivel thing, and 6-inch extension.
These are essential.
So we must pop that little cocksucker off. And I'm gonna take.
Zoom in a little bit.
Let's just get these undone here. Make some room for stuff. I'll just pop that off.
Zoom in just a little bit more.
I hate it when they do that, when they wrap those up really tight. It's like a fucking asshole. So, we're going to remove the two 10mm bolts holding the EGR valve on. We're actually going to leave it attached to the tube because it's just going to be a bitch to get that undone. It might be better if we took the extension and swivel off. Take the extension and swivel off and just put the socket on the wrench. There we go.
Getting it. We're getting it.
Yeah, some of them are usually stuck pretty good. There you go. So now that that's out of the way, we can work on stuff freely. It's like, I think I'll just have you remove this intake manifold. I'll just video record. And if you do break the plastic, I have stuff to make new lines with.
Yeah, but we're trying to do this professional. We don't want to be them companies that be like, yeah, we broke your tube, so we're gonna charge you an extra $50.
Yeah, because your vehicle inconvenienced us.
You get.
It's like, you can do it. You can.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. It's coming. Wiggle it, try and break its adhesion. There you go. Because how easy that came off, I'd probably cut that off. This guy here, you can do it the hard way. You can take this off, or we can just do this and leave that as is.
All right.
So now we need to remove the intake. And then you can loosen the other clamp. And then you can pop it off and
Loosen a little more.
pop it up like that and swing it over.
Just pull off.
Go for it. Yeah, you can just pop it off. Yeah, see the tabs all break off, so she's free. So now you can disconnect the hoses there. Those should come off pretty easy.
Success.
Okay.
Let's get this guy
You have,
side here.
and then we can move this guy down over here. We have one last electrical connection to take care of, and it's this idle air control valve, and you can see the tab right there. That one, if you're just careful enough, you can just like that, not break it. You're close. You got here. Go ahead, your finger on it. That's what she said.
Is it down here?
No, it's flat. Yeah, you got your finger on it. There you go. You're removing it.
Without break.
There you go. There you go.
Wow. Almost can't do it with this one.
And you definitely won't be able to do it with that back one.
What am I doing?
Doing before you think. Okay, so now we can lift its lung out, or we should be able to. So go ahead and just grab it like you're gonna bang it all night. And then watch out for these little wires here.
And this wire up here.
Oh, you know what, our air conditioning is
Something still attached.
yeah, so there's a little, I think it's another 10 millimeter or an 8 millimeter. You'll need to, yeah, it's attached to that. So bring this back a little bit. So we're just getting that bolt back there with a 10 millimeter and trying to keep the rest of the intake covered up so we don't drop anything down there. It's one thing we don't want to do, because then we got to tear the engine apart to get that out of there. And that bolt in the back is like, there's its lung. Yay!
Beautiful. There's an egg sac. Look at that.
Looks like someone RTV'd the gaskets on. That's great.
Got an egg sac.
Nice. And just set it on its side.
This?
Yeah. So there's our intake. Not too bad. Make sure we're not missing any wires. We got fuel injectors are intact.
All the wires intact?
Yeah, the wire.
Hung out?
This one wire here has got some issues though. So now we just need to figure out how to get this guy off. Usually what I do is break one side off, but I don't want to get it down on that engine. So, now I got the intake off, I went and put the new cap and rotor in. Got the new gaskets in place. Little Velcro kit, I think it was like 13 bucks. So we got new intake gaskets. We got a new temperature gauge for the computer, or temperature sensor for the computer, and another one for the gauge inside. It wasn't actually moving inside, so we got those two taken care of. Now he's just scraping off all the gasket stuff, and then when we're done there, we're gonna blow it all out. So a little update here on the Ranger for you. So we got brand new temp sensors. We got one down in there for the computer and one for the temp gauge, which we'll find out if it works or not. We got all new hoses in here. It actually runs a lot better with those new hoses and the new sensor and whatnot. So it's when you first give it a little bit of throttle like this, it still stumbles a little bit, and I think it might have to do with this TPS, which I might go pick up a new one. But everything else is good. We've got a new radiator on the way. It's leaking down on that corner there, so I'm getting the new one tomorrow, and I'll put that in, and then we're waiting for the brake booster because that's leaking. When you push on the pedal, it hisses. So we're gonna swap that out. But yeah, we got this new intake in there. Doing just fine. And I got the new cap and rotor in the back there. It's best to just remove this whole intake to get at the cap and rotor, and you can swap it out pretty easily. So all that's back together. A few sensors and whatnot. It is running a lot better. And then I just got this back wheel off here. I'm just gonna replace the wheel cylinders as they requested, but I cannot get this drum off here. It's free, but it is like welded on. So I'm gonna see if Adam can bring me his torch, because I'm gonna heat this base up right here and then pound it off. I think it's just rusted on really good.